Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and most welcome guest. My name is Melissa Furtado, and it is my pleasure to be your Sergeant of Arms. Thank you for joining our meeting of Peel Bilingual Spanish Toastmasters Club. Buenas tardes, amigos de Toastmasters, distinguidos DTMs y visitantes. Bienvenidos a este nuestro Bilingual Toastmasters Club. Mi nombre es Melissa Furtado y soy el sargento de armas de esta tarde. I would like to remind everyone that this meeting is being recorded and will be used to promote the club on social media. Before we begin, we have a few logistics to mention. Today's meeting will run for 1 hour 30 minutes. We will have a short 5 minutes break halfway through. The meeting will follow according to the agenda. We ask that you please remember to mute your microphone if you are not speaking. If you are a guest, please use the private chat function to leave your contact information in private with Leslie or Mina. We have an exciting meeting lined up. Let's get started. Are you ready? If you turn on your microphones and please put your hands together and welcome our chair for tonight's meeting, Marcela Deli.
Thank you very much, Melissa. Señora Presidente, compañeros de Toastmasters y visitantes, do we have any guests today? Yes, okay. Mi papel como maestra de ceremonias es liderar, guiar y mantener el flujo de la reunión de acuerdo con el protocolo establecido por Toastmasters. In English, my role as Toastmaster of the day is to lead, guide, and preserve the flow of the meeting according to the standards established by Toastmasters. Sin embargo, liderar la reunión no significa que yo desempeñaré todos los roles. Una característica importante de Toastmasters es que siempre trabajamos en equipo, lo cual contribuye al éxito de la reunión. Es por esta razón que cuento con increíbles seres humanos que me ayudarán esta noche. It is important to know that leading the meeting doesn't mean that one person does everything. Something really important in Toastmasters is that we work as a team. And today, I have very important human beings helping me and assisting me with this role. Primero, tenemos al tomador de tiempo, Peter. ¿Nos dirías, por favor, cuál es tu rol?
Muchas gracias, señora maestra de ceremonias. Buenas noches a todos Toastmasters compañeros, invitados y dignitarios. Mi nombre es Peter y mi papel como el tomador de tiempo es facilitar que los oradores hablen según el marco de tiempo definido. So, good evening, fellow Toastmasters, guests, and dignitaries. My name is Peter, and my role as the timer is to essentially make sure everybody stays within their time limits for speaking today. So today we have two speeches. Both speeches will be 5 to 7 minutes long. At the 5-minute mark for each speech, I will be showing green on the screen. At 6 minutes, I'll be showing yellow, and at 7 minutes, I'll be showing red. And for our table topics today, there will be 1 to 2 minutes. I'll be showing green at 1 minute, yellow at 1 minute and a half, and red at 2 minutes. And finally, for our evaluators, evaluations will be 2 to 3 minutes. And again, I will be showing green at 2 minutes, yellow at 2.5, and red at 3 minutes. So thank you very much, and back to you, Madame Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, Peter. Now, let's call to our monitor de gestos. This is our Spanglish combination. Let's call our body language monitor, who is Lady Ana Polanco. Is Lady Ana with us? Yes. Lady Ana, ¿podrías contarnos en qué consiste tu rol? Could you please let us know what your role consists of? No te escuchamos, Lady Ana.
Ok, ahora sí. Buenas noches. Gracias, señora Toastmaster. Mi papel como monitor de gestos es observar el uso del lenguaje corporal durante la reunión. Movimientos de las manos, manos dentro de los bolsillos, apoyo del cuerpo en el atril, etc. Y al final de la reunión voy a tomar notas para dar mi reporte. Mr. Madame Toastmaster, my role as the body language monitor is to observe the use of body language during the meeting. Movement with hands inside of the pockets, leaning the body on the lettering, and will issue a report on body language at the end of the meeting. Madame Toastmaster, I come back to you.
Let's give an applause to Lady Ana. Muchas gracias. Thank you so much. Now, let's hear about our gramática y contadora de muletillas, Mina Young.
Gracias, Marcela. Mi papel como gramática será poner atención a quienes hablan y escuchar con cuidado el uso del lenguaje. Tomaré nota del mal uso del inglés o el español, así como el excepcional uso de frases, dichos y reflexiones. Como gramática también es mi responsabilidad presentar la palabra del día, lo cual es opulent o opulente en inglés. It's an adjective, ostentatiously rich and luxurious or lavish. An example is the opulent comfort of a limousine. En español, opulento, definición que tiene abundancia o riqueza excesiva de bienes. Para hoy, los invito a usar la palabra del día durante la reunión. Y al final de la reunión daré el reporte de la gramática y el uso de la palabra del día. Señora Toastmaster.
Muchas gracias, Mina. Now, let's begin with some gossip before introducing, some gossip, what am I talking about? Some joke before we introduce our guests of the night. So we have for our joke is Marisol Quintana. Nuestra humorista del día de hoy, Marisol Quintana, nos tiene una fantástica chiste, un chiste muy fantástico.
Gracias, señora Toastmaster. Aquí podemos echar el chisme si usted quiere. Pero mejor pasemos a los chistes, no chismes. Good evening, Toastmasters and guests. My name is Marisol, and today I will be the joke master. As a joke master, I will be sharing with you 2 jokes. The first one, what do you call a Mexican gummy bear? A delicioso. Delicioso. And I have another one. Un niño entra a una tienda y le dice al vendedor, quiero comprar unos lentes, por favor. El vendedor le pregunta, ¿para el sol? Y el niño le responde, no, para mí. Back to you, señora Toastmaster.
Gracias, Marisol. Thank you so much. You're great. I knew they will be fun. Okay, so today we have 3 guests. We have Cesar. Please forgive me if I don't know how to say your names. Zainab and Julie. Julie, would you like to introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about you?
Buenas noches. Me llamo Julie. I'm from District 61, and estamos creando. We are creating a Spanish club as well in our district, and I'm interested in learning best practices from you, and espero que establir, oh, French, crear la conexión.
Establecer.
Sí, establecer. He olvidado muchísimo español.
No, muy bien. Para eso estamos aquí, Julie.
Sí.
Muchas gracias. Un aplauso para Julie. Gracias. Bienvenida y espero que puedas aprender muchísimo de nosotros. Welcome. And we hope we contribute to your plan and your project. And we are very, very happy to contribute to the expansion of the bilingual clubs along Toastmasters. César, ¿estás ahí?
Sí,
¿Nos puedes contar un poco sobre ti? Can you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about you, please?
ok. Me llamo César. Yo soy del club de Leslie Benfield, el club de Region of Peel, Corporate Region of Peel Toastmasters Club. Y mucho gusto a conocerlos. Es mi primera vez en el club de español y soy muy feliz.
¡Qué maravilla, César! Fantastic. Your Spanish is amazing. Yeah, we hope you can be with us more often because the more, the merrier.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And Zainab, is that how we say your name?
Sí, hola.
Hola.
Me llamo Zainab y vivo en Chicago. Estoy en este club porque ojalá que improve mi español. Sí.
Fantástico, fenomenal. Bienvenida. Y sí, here we all have the opportunity to make mistakes and learn from each other and feel comfortable making those mistakes. Just hear me speaking both languages at the same time. So always welcome. I'm learning English, so that's fun. I feel comfortable. Thank you. Okay, so now to inform our guests, our meetings are organized in 3 segments, starting by the prepared speeches, then the table topics, and they end with the evaluation of the speeches. Just remember that today, the theme of the night is to travel is to live. Viajar es vivir. Wow, I can't wait to hear about it. And let's travel and hear about some amazing stories from our speakers. So the first segment of our meetings, el primer segmento de nuestra reunión, es el de los discursos preparados. Hoy tenemos 2 oradoras. Nuestra primera oradora es Michelle Mills, hablando para informar, lo cual requiere seleccionar una nueva y usable información organizada para que sea fácilmente entendible y sea absorbida por la audiencia. Y también motivar la audiencia para aprender. Our first speaker is Michelle Mills, speaking to inform number 1, which requires selecting new and useful information, organizing for easy understandability and retention, motivate the audience to learn. Her speech is from 5 to 7 minutes. Mr. Timer, could you please give us a sequence of time for this speech, please?
Sure. So just to recap, for the speech, I'm going to be showing the green at 5 minutes, yellow at 6 minutes, and red at 7 minutes. Thank you. Back to you.
Thank you so much. Michelle's speech name is Mental Health Index Report. Please help me welcome Michelle Mills.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. My name is Michelle Mills. And this evening, I'll be sharing with you the highlights of the December 2020 Mental Health Index Report by Morneau Chappelle. This report is a report that began in 2017, where Morneau Chappelle, a company that provides employee assistance for companies around the globe, they survey every year or every month for each year employees to find out where their mental health index is. A positive score on the mental health index indicates better mental health in the overall working population compared to the benchmark when they started in 2017 to 2019. And then a higher positive score reflects greater improvement in a decline in mental health for the population. Since the significant measures were taken in managing the pandemic, people across the globe have had to adapt to changing conditions in all aspects of their lives, including at work. So the mental health index for December 2020 was the lowest in the United Kingdom at a negative 12.8, followed by Canada at a negative 11.8, Australia a negative 10.3, and then the United States a negative 7.9. Americans reported that the most stressful part of adapting at work during the pandemic is the health and safety protocols, and that was about 43% of those that were surveyed, followed by interacting with the public, which was about 29%, and job uncertainty, which was 24%. And the lowest mental health score was a negative 16.7. That was observed among 24% of individuals who reported job uncertainty as the most stressful of adapting at work during the pandemic, followed by 21% who report work strain or overwork, and that was a negative 16.5%. Now, the coronavirus pandemic, financial pressures, and recent social unrest has greatly affected US workers' mental health, with 83% experiencing a negative emotion associated with poor mental health and a decline in work productivity due to isolation. Over a third of the respondents reported being concerned about a coworker's mental health. At least 50% of respondents agree that the way they think about and interact with companies has been influenced by how these companies treated their employees during the pandemic. And less than half of the respondents had or planning to take, had not taken or were not planning to take their vacation. Keep in mind, this survey actually occurred in December. So if less than half of the people had already not taken their vacations, there's a chance that they weren't going to take their vacation. So while the COVID-19 pandemic continues to cause restrictions and lockdown across the globe, recent vaccine developments provide some optimism. For Americans, 37% of respondents indicated that they would get vaccinated as soon as they're able. 28% of individuals indicated that they would get vaccinated, although not right away. And the willingness to receive the vaccine increases with age. In general, the longer the disruption is believed to last because of the COVID-19 pandemic, the more negative the mental health score. Madam Toastmasters, I thank you.
Thank you very much, Michelle. Wow, that is an amazing statistics and numbers about what's going on. Incredible. Thank you so much for sharing. Our second speaker is Nancy Abello. Nancy is originally from Puerto Rico, She has been living in USA for 38 years and 6 months. At 40 years young, she decided to continue her studies, which culminated in a master's degree in counseling psychology with an equivalent of a minor on clinical psychology. Wow. She loves Toastmasters, and so far, she's a member of just 5 clubs and still counting. The pathway she selected is engaging humor, and she will deliver her level 2 project. Engage with the audience. The time for Nancy is 5 to 7 minutes. Let me say it in Spanish. Nuestra segunda oradora es Nancy Abello. Nancy nació en Puerto Rico. Ha vivido en los Estados Unidos por 38 años y 6 meses. A los 40 años, apenas joven, Nancy decidió continuar sus estudios, para los cuales culminaron con un máster de psicología en consejería, con un equivalente en psicología clínica. A Nancy le encanta ser parte de Toastmasters. Es miembro activo de 5 clubs y sigue contando. Peter, do you mind reminding us the time for a speech from 5 to 7 minutes, please?
Sure, no problem. So again, it'll be green at 5 minutes, yellow at 6 minutes, and red at 7 minutes.
Thank you, Peter.
Thank you.
Nancy's speech name is When I Met a Gang on Motorcycles. Cuando me encontré con una pandilla en motocicletas. Oh boy. Just let it like that and let's welcome Nancy.
Señora Toastmasters.
Nancy, el audio.
Thank you. Señora Toastmasters, compañeros de Toastmasters e invitados. En 1992, nosotros vivíamos en el estado de Montana, pero por cuestiones personales decidimos retornar a Florida, que es donde vivíamos. Mientras mi esposo se quedó en Montana, yo me puse a manejar para llegar a hacer, para poner el espacio, para tener todo listo para cuando él viniera. Ahora yo quiero que ustedes se imaginen esto. Mi hijo menor tenía solamente 6 años y el mayor tenía 14 años. Ahora imagínense que uno dice, no me toque, no me mire, no, que tengo hambre, no, que este me dijo. Ya está ya cansada, pero bueno, seguimos por ahí. Cuando voy por el estado de North Dakota, veo un montón de gente con unos tatuajes aquí en el cuello. No hago caso a la motocicleta y sigo manejando. Nosotros, antes de irnos para la cama durante el viaje, siempre íbamos a un restaurante a cenar o a almorzar. Y yo vi un restaurante ahí y dije, que me voy a meter aquí, que voy a cenar. Cuando estoy exactamente siguiendo a la señora por el menú, porque pensé llevarme la comida, allá entran los señores, todos en tatuajes. Y yo dije, hasta aquí llegué. No, olvídate. Y la señora del restaurante, ella vio la cara que yo tenía de asustada, porque fue horrible. Entonces ella trató de empacarme la comida lo más rápido posible. Y bueno, me fui. Y llego al hotel. Y en mi mente, yo pensé que ellos me iban a seguir hasta el hotel. Y yo le decía a mis hijos, por favor, vamos a desempacar, que no quiero que nadie se robe nada. Y eso era un corre. La cuestión era que yo no pude dormir toda la noche, porque yo tenía que estar en guardia, por si acaso viniendo, está pendiente. Me levanto a las 6 de la mañana a poner el gasolina al carro y sigo manejando. Y me siento así, y mirando por todas las esquinas a ver dónde estaban. Bueno, la verdad que no encontré ninguno. Y dije, ay, qué bueno, ya se fueron, gracias a Dios. Bueno, sigo manejando. Entonces, no me preguntan cómo fue que llegué al sitio, pero me he metido en un sitio que se llama Arkansas. Y yo veo que dice Arkansas por ahí, y yo dije, bueno, me voy a meter por ahí para ver. Y en eso me acabo de perder más todavía. Pero en mi mente, yo no sé si ustedes vieron algún programa una vez que se llamaba In the Heat of the Night, que era de un policía de una ciudad bien pequeña. Y cada cosa que parecía, había mucho racismo y bueno. Cuando llego al sitio, que estoy perdida, veo un policía. Y yo dije, aquí sé que me pasó ahora. Le digo yo, tengo dos alternativas. O me bajo y le pregunto al señor, o simplemente no me quedo aquí y trato de seguir manejando a ver qué pasa. Bueno, dije, ok, bueno, quizás como me vio con dos niñas, a lo mejor no me hace nada. Cuando me bajo, le pregunto al policía, disculpe la molestia, pero yo creo que estoy perdida. Yo quiero tratar de ir al Turnpike y estoy yendo con ruta sur. Y el señor muy amable me dijo, yo nunca he salido de aquí, pero yo sí sé cómo decirle las instrucciones. Bueno, ¿verdad? Y me dice, usted puede por acá, puede para allá y hace esto. Y yo digo, muchas gracias. Y el pobre hombre tuvo misericordia conmigo. Luego, me pongo por el highway otra vez. ¿Y qué pasó? Que ya el sol me había quitado ya todas las marcas que tenía ahí en el mapa que me habían hecho. Me bajo otra vez y había un sitio de construcción y había una gente que parecían como medio jangueros, pero yo digo, fíjate que hay que preguntar. Entonces le digo yo a uno, yo estoy perdida, quiero ir a la AAA y no sé por dónde ir. Entonces lo único que yo oí fue, yo decía, oh my God. Y ahora te digo, hombre, la cuestión era que yo no entendía el inglés que por el Señor me estaba diciendo. Pero yo no me quería ofender. Y ya, sí, entendí, muchas gracias. Y por ahí seguí, hasta que por fin encontré el sitio. 6 meses más tarde, me entero que la supuesta ganga en North Dakota eran unos médicos que siempre en esa fecha, ellos hacían una ronda, porque para ellos eso era un desenlace emocional y mental. Y son médicos que usan motora, están en un montón de tatuajes. Y yo digo, pero ven acá, ¿qué voy a hacer yo? Tanto susto. Y eso era el médico. Desde ese entonces, yo digo, nunca juzguen a nadie por lo primero que ves. A mí me encantan los tatuajes. Desafortunadamente no los puedo usar por mi salud. Maestra de ceremonia.
Un aplauso, Nancy. Wow, fantastic. Increíble historia. Sometimes, yeah, we tend to judge a book by its cover, and most of the time we get it wrong. Muchas veces juzgamos un libro por su cubierta y no es lo que pensamos. Gracias por esa enseñanza y por siempre recordárnoslo. Thank you for reminding us of that. So this concludes our first segment of the night. And now we have a few minutes for some business if Leslie or Mina have something to check with us, or should we go straight to break?
Well, we can fill the roles for next week. We have 2 speakers. I believe it's Amparo and Juan will be the speakers. So all other roles are available. Is there anyone who wants a role in particular?
I'd like to do an evaluator role, please.
Okay. Thank you.
I could be a grammarian.
Okay, Marcella.
Table topic.
I forget about that. I
Stephen.
have a speech.
Stephen will be table topics. Well, good. Now you have a week.
I can be an evaluator too, Mina.
Oh, perfect. Marisol and Peter will be going head to head. That's exciting. Okay, we need a body language monitor, a Toastmaster, and a general evaluator. Anyone for body language monitor? That's usually a popular one. Carmen?
I could try it.
Okay,
Yes.
thanks.
There's just one thing. I think we have an ed session that Sven is setting up for Easy Speak. So Juan, if you don't want to speak next week, you can talk to Sven.
Oh, Juan, do you want to speak another time?
Yes, give me an extra week. Give me an extra week.
So do you want to be general eviator or Toastmaster? Toastmaster.
I want to be on vacation next week.
Viajar es vivir.
Viajar es
Seguramente. Okay. Frank, what about you? You want to be Toastmaster of the day? You're on mute. Is that a thumbs up? Are you?
Do you have a joke master?
Oh, okay. Frank will be our joke master. Okay.
I
So
can try and be a Toastmaster.
excellent. Thank you, Nancy. So Nancy will be Toastmaster. And so I think we just need a general evaluator.
I'll take general evaluator.
Okay, perfect. And that's good. We get our break.
perfect. But before we go to break, let me ask Peter, did all the speakers qualified, Peter?
Unfortunately, not all of our speakers qualified today. Would you like to know the times?
You want to share the times?
If our speakers want to know their times, I'm happy to share.
Okay, I assume for the live,
Yes.
for the, yes. Okay, perfect, yes.
Yes, okay. So Michelle, your speech came to 4 minutes and 4 seconds, which was unfortunately below the time limits. And Nancy, your speech was 7 minutes and 7 seconds.
I think there's a 30 seconds if you exceed.
There's a 30 seconds leeway on either side. So that's why Nancy made it. But unfortunately, Michelle, if you made it to 4:30, you'd be good.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Peter. So we could go to break, and that concludes our first section. Thank you.
Oh, Michelle, you're gonna leave. You're gonna miss your evaluator. Is she already gone?
She's
She had to
gone, yeah.
drop off. Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, it'll be recorded anyways.
Okay, so I'm gonna open the breakout rooms. Did you get the link for the breakout room, Valeria? Valeria? Yeah, if you can click on that link. Hi, Marie.
It's just us again.
What's going on?
Okay.
Is this the main room or the breakout room?
This is the main room. I'm just gonna, where's Leslie? Let's see, he's in, there, I sent a message. Let's come back.
Mina, how was it last week? I wasn't able to join last week.
I wasn't here last week either. I was in club officer training.
Oh, okay.
Can we just close the rooms, Leslie? I sent a message.
Yeah, I just did.
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
You're coming back in less than 1 minute.
Hola. Aquí estamos.
Si alguien se ve a Marcela riendo, a María.
I can still see her laughing.
No fue mi culpa. No fue mi culpa.
Sí, sí. Era tu culpa.
Okay, I think the guilt is obvious.
What did Juan do?
El que se excusa se acusa, Juan.
Pero gozaste.
Juan, ¿qué hiciste?
Ay, no. ¿Qué hiciste?
No puedo decir, porque entonces después se pierde la gracia.
Ya todos lo sabemos, Juan, tienes que decirlo.
No, nos pasó que en una reunión, sin darnos cuenta, alguien tenía la cámara y sin darse cuenta se le veía la ropa interior. Y se veían mientras otros hablaban, se veían las piernas moviéndose. Ve, yo no quería hacerlo reír, pero me hicieron hablar de eso.
Okay.
That's the joke of the day.
Yeah, that will be next time that you're humor master. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Welcome back, everybody. I hope you had great conversations and you had a time to debrief and breathe. Now that we're back, it's time to continue with our second segment, which is table topics. Bienvenidos, esperamos que hayan tenido tiempo de retomar un poquito del aire, conversar, y ahora estamos de regreso con el segundo segmento, que es el de los temas de mesa. To lead this segment, today we have Valeria Tristel. Para liderar este segmento tenemos a Valeria Tristel. Is that how I say your name, your last name, Valeria?
Terrestrial or terrestrial.
Terrestrial, ok. Gracias. Démosle la bienvenida a Valeria.
Buenas tardes, compañeros de Toastmasters, invitados distinguidos. En esta parte, los temas de mesa se ofrece a los invitados y también a miembros sin papel formal la oportunidad de hablar. Además, ustedes pueden practicar el arte de discutir de improviso. Cada respuesta debe ser 2 minutos máximo. Los temas de hoy se enfocan en el tema del día. Viajar es vivir. So, table topic section provides guests and members without a formal rule with the opportunity to speak off the cuff, so to speak. And each person has up to 2 minutes to answer the question posed to them. And the questions this evening focus on the theme of the meeting, which is to travel is to live. Primero. Okay, my first question is for O'Keefe, because every winter I get a little homesick. So, O'Keefe, a friend is going to travel to Jamaica and seeks your advice. What would you suggest they experience and how? Would you suggest an all-inclusive hotel or push for independent exploration? Un amigo intenta viajar a Jamaica y te pide tus recomendaciones. ¿Qué sugieres que se experimente y cómo? ¿Una vacación todo incluido o una exploración más independiente?
Thank you, thank you, Nancy, for the question. Valeria, sorry. To really enjoy Jamaica, I think hotel all-inclusive is not the best way. To get the real Jamaican experience, it would be better to do like an Airbnb or to make a connection with a friend to take you around to see some of the places. The real Jamaican experience is to eat food on the roadside from the roadside vendors. One of the Jamaican special cuisine is pan chicken, where we jerk chicken on the roadside in customized grills, and it gives it a different flavor. Another experience is our parties. Yeah, there are parties at all-inclusive hotels, but it's nothing like a party in the streets. So to experience Jamaica, it's best to have that experience with someone from the country showing you around and to show you different places and more insight into the culture. Thank you. Back to you, Madam.
Who times it? Oh, sorry, I was just, suddenly it occurred to me, should I have been timing or anything? No, sorry about it. Thank you very much. And you helped my homesickness. It brought back a little bit of home to me. So my next question is for Carmen. Carmen, has ganado un viaje para 4 adultos a una de 4 ciudades, Cairo, Tokio, Praga o Buenos Aires. ¿A quiénes eliges para acompañarte y por qué? ¿Y qué ciudad será y por qué? ¿Cuáles aspectos de la ciudad explorarán ustedes? You have won a trip for 4 adults to one of 4 cities, Cairo, Tokyo, Prague, and Buenos Aires. Who do you take with you? Why? And which city do you choose and why? And what aspects of the city do you explore?
Well, good evening, everyone. Do you want it in Spanish or in English? Como sea, cualquiera. Bueno, nada más por el destino sería en español.
Bueno.
Yo gané si gano este premio, me iría con 3 amigas, iría a Buenos Aires. ¿Por qué? Perdón, pero es que disfrutar de la ciudad, que con tanta vida, conocer el tango, visitar con ellas, poder hacer un tour de vinos, conocer argentinos guapos, ¿por qué no? O los pibes, comer bien, una carne, un rico steak argentino con su Malbec, unas empanaditas, conocer los mercados, el viejo barrio y poder tener una noche de diversión con las amigas como si fuera más joven, con una despedida de soltera. Y bueno, esa sería mi elección por el cual yo dirigiría a Argentina. Y pues los invito a todos también a ir, ¿por qué no? Muchísimas gracias. Vuelta a ti, Valeria.
Thank you so much. And now you've made me want to go to Buenos Aires. Okay, the next one is for Sven. Sven, you're going to travel to a country where you do not speak the language. How do you plan for the trip? And share any experiences you may have had. Sven, vas a viajar a un país donde no se habla un idioma que conoces. ¿Cómo preparas para el viaje y comparte con nosotros una experiencia personal de este tipo. ¿Usted?
Yes, Madam Toastmaster, do you hear me?
Ah, sí.
Yes. Thank you for this opportunity to talk about my personal experience going to a country where I have no idea what the people talk about. And can I tell you a very personal story? It is living in my home. It is somebody I love very much, but she's from a place and I don't speak that language at all. Just a few words. She's Chinese. Help. I've been to China a few times and it was quite an experience. Quite an experience because I don't speak the language a single bit. What does that mean? You arrive in the airport all by yourself. You don't read the signs except for some English that is not always spelled the right way. Very funny at times. And then you say, somebody here to help me? And luckily in China, when you ask for help, you get the help all you want. All these beautiful ladies want to say, sir, how can I help you? Well, this is my problem. I need to get to this city and I have no idea what gate, what plane, how to get there. Can you please help me? You have no idea. If you are asking for help in any language, a bit of English, a bit of French, I can speak some Spanish. Help is always on the way. If you ask for it kindly, people will offer their time and will offer their time to help you to get to the place you need to go. I've had the best experiences in China when it comes to food. I can say 1, 2, 3 in Chinese, and when I like it very much, I simply say, give me another one, and el segundo. And there was another beautiful steak of a piece of lamb. It was so good. Yes, I had to even ask for a third one. It was so really good. All because I said, loving it, body language, no, one more. And I got one more and I didn't even have to pay for it. That was the best of all. So it was done with so much local love and it was done with lots of love from that country. That's how I get around, with body language and with asking for help. Madam Table Topics Master.
Thank you so much, Sven. That brought back certain memories of China. I could tell you a story. We actually went there, my youngest son and I, he was about 10 and or 12, and he had been studying Chinese in Australia. So he knew a few words. I knew absolutely nothing. But the Olympics was about to happen. And so we went to the market and everywhere we went, hundreds of people following us, and they're all speaking to us in English. And so we decided, you know what, we'll just speak Spanish. Okay, and that way we won't be bothered. So we spoke to each other in Spanish. Within 2 minutes, I heard somebody, Mila, Mila, señora, señora, Mila, pero con una L. And I thought, oh my God. Well, they went and found the people who were studying Spanish for the Olympics, and they attached themselves to us so that we could buy. But anyway, sorry, I got distracted there with those memories of China. My next question is for Frank. Frank, you have won a culinary tourism trip to a country of your choice. Where would you go? Or an ecotourism trip, whichever you choose.
Señora maestra de temas de mesa, un lugar a donde me gustaría ir es Costa Rica, porque escuché que hay un lugar que hacen muchos lugares a donde se hace yoga. Y a Costa Rica, todos los lugares tienen pura vida en sus descripciones. Entonces, este tipo de yoga se puede, por un precio muy barato, tener una pequeño lugar donde para dormir y comer y hacer la práctica de yoga. Y para la gente que le gusta comer un poco de carne y de pescado, también es posible no es solamente para la gente que es vegetariana. Y entonces se puede tener una vida pura, pero también muy opulente. Y eso es muy importante. Entonces, claro que hay muchas cosas, muchos lugares a donde ir, pero este lugar es un lugar para tener para tener energía interna y para ser más, para tener un tiempo agradable afuera de la ciudad y de las cosas que nos molestan. Gracias.
Muchas gracias. Y ahora yo también tengo ganas de ir a Costa Rica. Bueno, César, describe an instance of culture shock you have experienced while traveling. Cuéntanos de un caso personal de choque cultural durante un viaje.
Does it have to be in Spanish?
No. Whatever language, cualquier idioma.
Okay. Culture shock. Well, what do you mean exactly culture shock?
Something that you just weren't accustomed to and it took you a while to adjust to it.
Okay, so this isn't a culture shock with people because I've traveled to quite a few places, but this is a kind of like a culture shock with. Yeah.
Oops,
so I'm gonna tell a quick story about an animal culture shock that I had. So I was just pre-COVID, I was in Southeast Asia. I was on a motorcycle trip, and I happened to be in Bali at that time. That was in early February, kind of like the same time as this time of year. And we went to visit one of the temples, and I found that there's monkeys in the temples roaming free around with people. So I was kind of caught by surprise there with a monkey, especially when one of them jumped and grabbed my sunglasses off my face. And I was like, they're tiny monkeys. They look kind of cute. But after that happened, I was really caught, by surprise. And there was an old man there. He had a bag filled with peanuts. And he would throw a peanut to the monkey, and the monkey threw me back my sunglasses. Well, he didn't throw me back my sunglasses. He just dropped the sunglasses to eat the peanuts. And the old man collected my sunglasses, and he gave them back to me. So that was definitely something that shocked me when it happened, because I was not expecting neither the animal to kind of do what he did or to have them back. So that's my story as far as that goes. Thank you.
Thank you. Very funny. Yes, the monkeys in Southeast Asia are quite something. How much time do I have left? Like, how many more questions?
We are slightly over, but I guess you can ask one question to our guest, Julie, because she doesn't have her own.
Okay, Julie, to cruise or not to cruise? Your views. ¿Hacer un crucero o no hacer un crucero? ¿Qué opinas?
Nunca fue a un cruise, pero creo que una aventura incredible. Okay, that's my Spanish. I think it would be awesome opportunity to go on a cruise. I've never been on one before, but just the idea of being able to take my 4 children and send them off and not have to worry about them because they can't get lost because they're on the boat somewhere, and I can do whatever I want would be super awesome. So I have 4 kids, and they're all old enough for me to be able to just say, go away, come back when you're hungry, and come back when you want to sleep. And so that alone would be super awesome. And the idea of not having to cook, not having to clean up after anybody, and paying someone to do my laundry. That would be awesome. Super awesome. And of course, being able to go to all these different exotic places. I would pick a cruise where I could go scuba diving somewhere. So we would go somewhere in the Caribbean or in Fiji or something where they would have the big boat, and then I would go off and leave my children on the boat and go find a scuba place somewhere in like some deserted island and still catch the boat at the end of the day. So where would I go? I would go on a cruise. I'd tell my children to go away and then come back when they were hungry and time to sleep and make sure they didn't like bleed or anything, and then have a good time. Madame Toastmaster.
Thank you all very much. Your stories and tales of traveling certainly brought life to the meeting, if not opulence. Okay, thank you, Madame Toastmaster. Please.
Thank you so much, Valeria. It looks like all the speakers qualified since we got the evaluation. Thank you so much, Leslie, for being on top of it. And let's give a huge applause to Valeria for such an awesome table topic session. So today with Valeria, she helped us to travel with the imagination, and the participants also help us to revive some memories and made wonderful, wonderful trips all over the world. That was amazing. Somebody says once that the person that travels, when they come back, they are not the same. When you travel, definitely you grow. So muchas gracias, Valeria, por ayudarnos a volar con la imaginación, y a los participantes por darnos tan increíbles respuestas. Definitivamente, quien regresa de un viaje no vuelve a ser el mismo. Ahora pasamos a una parte muy emocionante, la tercera parte de la reunión, que es el segmento de las evaluaciones. Así que démosle la bienvenida y a un aplauso a nuestro evaluador general, Leslie Benfield, our distinguished Toastmaster.
Muchas gracias, Marcela. Señora maestra de ceremonias, compañero Toastmasters y visitantes, es un placer el día de hoy como evaluador general. Mis responsabilidades el día de hoy son presentar a los evaluadores, llamar a los informes y evaluar la reunión. Señor tomador de tiempo, ¿podría darnos la secuencia del tiempo de este segmento?
Definitivamente. Así que las evaluaciones, voy a mostrar verde a 2 minutos, amarillo a 2.5 y rojo a las 3 minutos. Gracias.
Okay, muchas gracias. Para evaluar el primer oradora, Michelle Mills, tengo el honor de presentar nuestro primer evaluador. Recibimos con un fuerte aplauso Carmen Vázquez. Carmen.
Muchas gracias, Leslie. As Michelle is not with us, but she will be looking at this recording, and she's, I think, more comfortable in English. I will try to do my evaluation in English for her. So Michelle, First of all, I think that the subject that you touch is really well, current, of course, because of the pandemic and stuff. But it's really interesting to see how this is affecting everybody, but especially the support that normally already deals with some level of stress. And you're adding a new environment and a new stressful way situation in the world. So of course, it's nice to hear how they are doing and how you are doing. I think you were really clear with the information that you gave us. You were speaking really clearly, and you were giving us a lot of statistics. You excel of being calm. Trying to pass the message to us. Was really, I think you did a good pace of the information. The way that you were speaking a good pace. You were really, as I say, really clear. And you were really well prepared. What I will challenge you a little bit just to try to maybe look a little bit more at the camera instead of reading, or change your notes a little bit more high so we don't see. And something that I'm trying to do right now that I know is really silly sometimes is to look at the camera instead of looking at the people that is in the meeting. So that way you will be really looking at them and trying to engage them. And an extra thing, you were thinking of really interesting statistics. You will give us a percentage of the countries that were more affected. And you really put into context for example, the 40% of the people that haven't taken a vacation yet after almost 1 year of working on the support. But I think what it was missing was a little bit help of support, maybe a presentation that you can have, that it will be easier for the people that are listening and to repair the percentages that you are talking about, and be able to follow a little bit more. And as I say, your pace was really good. Maybe if we're having something, the presentation, you can slow it, but just a little bit, because I think for me it was good. It was easy to follow, but just a little bit so we can relate what you are discussing with the information that you might be presenting. Other than that, I think it was super great, really, really interesting for all of us. And wow, thank you for sharing that with us. I will get back to you, our master for General Evaluator, Leslie. Thank you.
Very good, muchas gracias. Our second evaluator is Stephen Harwood, and he is gonna give us an evaluation of Nancy Abuelo's speech. So without any further ado, Stephen Harwood.
Muchísimas gracias, evaluador general, estimados Toastmasters y visitados. Bueno, Nancy, en primer lugar, siempre es un placer escuchar tus discursos casi todas las semanas, pues haces uno en uno de los 5 clubes, un concurso de área, y como digo, siempre es un placer. Por otro lado, tengo que sincerarme, ¿okay? En el sentido de que apenas podía oír tu discurso. O sea que el micrófono casi no se oía, y pensaba tal vez que tuviera que ver conmigo personalmente porque no tengo audición. Si alguien ha oído ese discurso sobre el tumor, no tengo audición de un lado y pensaba que a lo mejor el problema era yo. Sin embargo, en el breakout room comenzamos a charlar y parece que todo el mundo tenía el mismo problema. Así que, como dicen en la isla de Borinquen, estaba más confundido que un juevico. ¿Ok? Ahora, con todo, pues percibí lo que pudiera. Y primero quisiera decir que el título era muy intrigante, sobre todo mucho más en inglés que en español. Y Marcela hizo la traducción un poco sobre la marcha. Y en inglés dice, when I met a gang of motorcyclists. Y yo pensaba que met en ese sentido no era encontrarme con, sino conocer a. Entonces estaba pensando, Nancy Abello con un grupo de motocicletas. Y entonces luego comenzaste a hablar y pues se aclaró un poco, el tema. Ahora, la introducción, y voy a ser un poco exigente en tu caso, Nancy, porque ya eres una oradora muy experimentada, así que no voy a realmente guardarme en cuanto a la crítica. La introducción, la verdad es que no reconocí honestamente una introducción. Simplemente te pusiste a hablar y entraste enseguida como en el cuerpo del discurso. Y era como todo muy seguido. No hubiera, por ejemplo, ustedes alguna vez se han encontrado con algo que te dio tanto miedo que no sabías qué ibas a hacer. Ahora bien, con el tiempo, pues, describiste muy bien que estabas tenías que tomar una decisión bajo muchísima presión. Y luego decidiste, pues, creo que hablaste al fin y al cabo con los motociclistas y eran médicos. Y realmente la lección aquí, como puso muy bien Marcela, es que las apariencias engañan. Y entonces es una lección muy importante para todos los presentes, porque eso se aplica a cualquier situación, al racismo, al antisemitismo, a cualquier tema. Así que te felicito por eso. También la conclusión, para mí era muy difícil percibir una conclusión muy concreta. Tal vez la hicieras bien, pero tampoco, como te digo, te oíra. Sin embargo, me gustó mucho de lo que oí y no puedo ver el momento de escuchar tu próximo discurso. Madam General Evaluator, Mr. Year.
Thank you very much, Stephen. That was very good, thorough evaluation for Nancy's presentation. So at this point, Mr. Timer, does everyone qualify, or two evaluators qualify?
Yes, Mr. General Evaluator, both of our evaluators qualify.
Okay, so I'm gonna launch the poll. If you can all indicate who you thought was provided the best evaluation today. Okay, thank you very much. So at this time, I will be calling for the reports from all of our assistants at the meeting today, and I'll begin with our timer. So Peter, can you give us the timings for the various persons that participate in the meeting?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you very much, Mr. General Evaluator. So for our speakers, our prepared speeches today, we had Michelle, who had 4 minutes and 4 seconds. Nancy had 7 minutes and 7 seconds. For our table topics, Opiv, 1 minute and 38 seconds. Carmen, 1 minute and 8 seconds. Sven, 2 minutes, 18 seconds. Frank, 1 minute, 37 seconds. Caesar, 1 minute, 40 seconds. And Julie, 1 minute, 44 seconds. And for our evaluators, Carmen had 2 minutes, 41 seconds. And Stephen had 3 minutes and 25 seconds. Back to you, Mr. General Evaluator.
Thank you very much, Peter. That was a very good report from your timing role. And now I'd like to call on our grammarian, Juan Olea. Do you have some feedback for us? I'm sure you do.
Well, I really appreciate. It's always a pleasure be surrounded with so many opulent people around me. And for me, since I was unable to join at the beginning, I can tell you, like, I was taking notes, stuff like that, but I delegate as a good leader to my distinguished master, Minayo. Go ahead, Mina.
Thank you, Juan. So generous of you to always be so sharing. Fellow Toastmasters, most welcome guest. As the substitute grammarian, I was able to catch some great things about today's meeting. The word opulent was only used 2 or 3 times, but that didn't take away from how great the meeting was. The Zoom bombers didn't take away from how great the meeting was either. I loved how Marcella introduced people, and she used different words to switch it up. Instead of always saying, great, that's great, thank you very much, that's wonderful. Is she still with us? I don't see her. But she used words like fantástico and que maravilla. I loved it. It was a nice variety of words that she used. I liked in our first speaker's presentation, it was a specialized speech, but there was a lot of language to do with surveys. And I thought this was very useful to second language learners to consider, because if we're a native Spanish speaker hearing the speech in English, you're listening to a lot of language that you would hear in reports on surveys. So it's very useful, such as job uncertainty, work strain. Over a third of respondents, vaccine development proves some optimism. These are typical words in reports that have statistics. So I thought that was great, and that would be interesting also to know these very formulaic words in Spanish. I liked una pandilla de motocicletas. That was so, it just conjured images. So I really liked that imagery. I liked, oh, when we came back from the break, there was a little joke going on. And so we learned, el que se excusa, se acusa. That's a new one for me. I wrote it down. Y se pierde la gracia. Also very useful. I enjoyed hearing conocer a los argentinos guapos. Despedida de soltera. Help is always on the way. That's how I get around, with body language. You know that's his secret, right? Yeah, okay. Volar con la imaginación. I thought that was beautiful. Quien regresa de vacación no vuelve a ser el mismo. La apariencia es un engaño. And there was a saying that Stephen shared, but it went by too fast for me to write down. So maybe he could share it again. It was más confundido something.
It's a Puerto Rican expression. It's estoy más confundido que un juebico.
Que un?
Juebico, J-U-E-B-I-C-O.
Okay. See, I didn't have a chance. That's my report. Back to you, Mr. GE.
Great job.
Very good, very good. I like the way Mina did the grammarian role. It shows her skill at executing this role by giving concrete examples that we can follow and make notes of and improve our grammarian or grammar in the language. So without any further ado, I'd like to call on our body language monitor, Maria. Why am I saying Maria? Marie.
Gracias, Leslie. Bueno, realmente en esta noche he visto que todo el mundo ha tenido su cámara bien ubicada, visualizo todos los rostros, por eso un aplauso, porque lo hemos logrado. También quiero mencionar que la participación de Nancy Abello me gustó mucho porque era una experiencia difícil para ella, pero a pesar de todo, los gestos que ella utilizó hicieron que yo sintiera lo que ella experimentó en ese momento. Realmente me sentí muy temerosa, vamos a decir, de esa situación que ella vivió, que gracias a Dios salió todo bien porque encontró a aquel hombre que le ayudó a salir del lugar. Con respecto a Sven, también me gustó como la forma en que te expresaste, los gestos que utilizaste, me motivaste a en el futuro ir a China. Claro, no ahora, por supuesto, en pandemia, pero me gustó mucho porque dejaste ver que cada uno de los viajes que has ido, o sea, que has ido a China, te han gustado. Y realmente lo voy a pensar como un destino para mi futuro viaje, aunque no sea por ahora. Es todo por el momento. Volvemos al evaluador general. Gracias.
Muchas gracias. And now, did we miss any roles? I think that's it in terms of our helpers today. Thank you very much, everyone, for providing your reports and feedback. And now I'd like to give a report on the meeting as a whole. I'd like to begin with our Sergeant at Arms today. I'm just looking for Melissa. Is she still in the meeting? So I don't see her, but I'll continue to give. Hi, Marcel, I see you're back. Our Sergeant at Arms gave us a very good introduction to the meeting. She added some energy. She did it in a bilingual manner. We know her Spanish is not very good, just like mine, but nevertheless, she challenged herself to execute the role in both languages. I thought that was very amazing for anyone who was new within this club. And I think that's the first time she's taking on a role, and she did it in both languages. So give one round of applause for her. You know, she's going to be watching the video afterwards. And next, I would like to go to our amazing Toastmaster. I know Marcella would have knocked this role out of the park. She's a very, she takes her Toastmaster contribution very seriously, and I really enjoy the way you provided transitions when you were going from one section to another. When you're introducing a different person, you provided a transition. I think that's really good to keep the flow of the meeting. That's very good. Thank you very much, Marcella, for doing that. Next, our timer. As usual, Peter, I think you knocked the roll out of the park. You did it in a very smooth way using both languages, and I think that's really awesome. You give us all the times, you kept us on track. You tell us when, you know, when we're over or under time, which is very important. I think very often we try to give the speaker a break, but it's good to for us to stick to the time, so that if we find ourselves in a competition, we wouldn't have any problems. I see Juan is smiling, as well as Marcella. They just competed for their club, and that was awesome. Okay, table topics, Valerie. You did, I think this is the first time you're doing a role in the club, and I think you did an excellent job. Excellent. I really enjoyed the table topics. You also did the transitions. I really like the transition, especially for each speaker. I remember you provided a little bit of transition. Even you had a story about when you went to China. That was like super awesome. That's what Toastmaster is about. It gives us this opportunity. So if maybe we are chairing a conference at work or in a group of friends, you can chair in a manner that it makes it very smooth as you're going from one section to another. So I really enjoyed that. I enjoyed the two evaluators today. You guys did a wonderful job. And just try to go a little faster with my comments. Grammarian, also Mina, I mentioned already, you did an excellent job. You gave concrete examples of things that we can make note of. I made a couple of notes from your notes for things that I can add to my Spanish vocabulary. I think that's very good. And finally, our body language monitor, Marie, did an awesome job giving us feedback in terms of what makes this virtual environment come alive in terms of being most effective as a communicator in this environment. So I'll just quickly give my general impression of the meeting today. Obviously, we were rudely interrupted by the Zoom bombers, which is a teachable moment, hopefully for us. So that's something we, myself and Mina, we're gonna work on, improving the security. I think we are at a good time. This is happening at a good time because now we already established as a real club in Toastmasters, so we can start locking down the meeting, and we don't have to share the information all over on the internet. So in terms of our meeting today, I think we started on time. We are running a little bit over, but I think with the interruptions and the break in the middle, I think we are doing pretty well in terms of timing. And other general feedback, I really enjoyed coming to this meeting every Monday afternoon. It helps to give me good perspective in terms of the week. Over the weekend, I spent a lot of time working on my Spanish, and I feel energized when I come to this meeting and you hear so many beautiful different accents in Espanol. So without any further ado, I'd like to pass the podium back to our Toastmaster. Before I pass it back, I think I should, because I have a recommendation for next week. I'll be doing organize a meeting outside of our regular time for anyone who is interested in assisting as in the Zoom manager role. It's kind of difficult when you're general evaluator or Toastmaster to do the role of Zoom master. I know Juan already mentioned that he is interested in helping out in that area, so just message me or put something on the WhatsApp group and we'll do a connection. I'll do a quick training and you guys will get the opportunity to help out with the polling and the managing of the Zoom. And without any further ado, I'd like to announce our winners today. So we have a winner for Best Table Topics and Best Evaluator. So can I have a big drum roll, please? So first, for Best Evaluator, drum roll. And the winner is the president of Broward Bilingual Club, Stephen Harwood. Very good job, Stephen. And without any further ado, another drum roll for our Best Table Topics. Best Table Topics today. We had about 7 persons participating. That was really good, and I really enjoyed the participation. Our Best Table Topics was by our guest today, Cesar Fidel. Very good, Cesar. Thank you. That was awesome. So now I'd like to pass the podium back to our amazing, fabulous Toastmaster for today, Marcela Daly. Back to you, Marcela.
Thank you so much, Leslie. A big applause for you and also for all your accomplishments on Duolingo. I think you'll accomplish your 3rd level. We can see the results. Los resultados son visibles y esperamos que sigas con tu progreso. Because we hope you can continue with your progress, and we'd love to continue witnessing that. So thank you very much to everybody. It has been a wonderful, wonderful meeting. Not a lot of use of the word opulent, but we can try better next time. As I said before, we travel with our imagination, we share moments and memories. This is amazing. This is what I love about Toastmasters. This is the end of my role for today as a Toastmasters. And now I just have to say, have a wonderful night. Thank you so much for joining us. And we'll see you next week. Same channel, same time. Stay tuned.
Different channel.
Oh, different
channel.
Different channel.
It's going to be a new meeting link. Stay tuned for that.
Yeah, totally.
Oh my goodness.
Thank you.
Okay, so Julie, if you can stay back, I have some information for you.
I'll say two.
Oh, Marcela, you missed it. I was saying that I like that expression you gave us. El que se excusa, se acusa.